She was more towards like the grunge emo type shit.
It wasn't Lana Del Rey. It wasn't Regina Cooney? Was it Regina Cooney?
Was it?
Is that her name?
I think so.
She looks bad now.
Was it where she no.
Did she have like big black hair,
Yes.
very pacey, very
Yes.
skinny?
Yes,
she was.
Didn't she accuse like a lead singer of something?
I don't
a lead
remember
singer
that.
of a band or something?
But she's on YouTube. She's big on YouTube.
But was she? No, then that's probably not
We're
her.
thinking of somebody else.
Probably
I'm trying
someone
to
else.
think. But I just
Probably
remember
someone
like
else.
that was like very impressionable for me. But like Tumblr was like it's like a blogging website. So a lot of it, like, yeah, you can post like articles and poems and, you know, excerpts like that. But like it was more so pictures. It was like for the aesthetic.
Right.
So it was like these pages were purposefully like creating like the perfect Tumblr aesthetic of like, it's moody, it's like filtered, you're like,
it's like ethereal, magical.
Yeah.
Right, Eugenia
right.
Cooney is what Snot said, and
Yeah.
she's still alive, surprisingly. And
yeah.
Abby said yes.
And
Okay,
she
so
does not look
that's
good.
probably who she was. Then.
Yeah, she does not look
Oh, you don't have to
good.
finish it. Yeah, we kind of
No, I was
We
gonna.
got the gist
dive
of
into
it.
the conversation.
Yeah.
No, but it's like it's like what I was talking to my brother about yesterday when a professor was talking to this young student and she was saying how the professor wanted to get interested into the son by joining him in playing video games, while the son wanted to get interested in the father by reading the books because those are the things that they like. And then they found that because they keep talking about short attention span, so they found that the father could not get into the video game, so he got up and left because he couldn't get into the son's interest. And then the son tried to get into the father's interest because the father liked to read because he was a professor. He was a professor out of college. So the son tried to get into the father's interest and try to read, but he got bored quickly too, and then he quickly left. And they're saying that's not really short attention span. It's basically interest. It's like if I read a book and I tell you, oh, you should read this book because it's really good, but you're not a person that likes to read, you're not going to read the book. You can buy the book. The book can sit on your shelf, but that doesn't mean anything's going to happen. Same thing with video games. If I love video games, but you don't like video games, you're not going to sit down and try to get into it or anything like that because it's not something that you're interested in. So a lot of people like to chop that up to short attention span, but sometimes it's just interests or preferences.
Like, I'll try to take a whack at like trying to get into something like out of genuine, like, if you like it, I'll try it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like that, but like, you know what I mean?
Right. I got you.
But like, so like, let's say for example, like, okay, you like video games, but I'm not into video games. Like, yeah, I'll learn more about video games because you like video games.
Or you can.
But if I don't like it, I'm gonna be like, thanks for showing me, but I'm not good.
interested.
Or another aspect of it too, you can look at it as what's like. Let's say there's a character that they create that you like that is in a game. Would you be willing to take a look at that, play it, see if you'll dive into it more or anything like that? Like, let's say a book. Let's say a fantasy book that you like connects to a philosophical book, like a nonfiction versus the fiction, and you're like, oh, these correlate with each other, and that's something that could be realistic, not just now, but into the future. Like Star Trek is fake, but everything that they talked about in Star Trek has come to fruition so far.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like a lot of this conversation revolves around like a sense of self, but if everything you're basing you off of is that
Yeah.
That's the issue. No one has a sense of self. Everyone wants to be this.
Yeah, instead
this
of
thing,
instead of themselves.
Instead of them.
Yeah.
And when they're faced
I want to be
with
something else.
when they're
They
faced
don't want, nobody wants to have individuality.
Right.
Everybody
Yes.
wants to be like a mold.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, but that's the thing. It's safer. It's safer to be in a group of people who all do the same thing than to carve a identity for your own self.
Yeah.
Because shame comes with that. You see what I'm saying? Rejection.
Shame.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I could be me in like anime, but still like dancing, but I still bodybuild.
Sports.
I'll do sports. I'll build computers. I'll fucking do a dissertation on, metaphysics and epistemology. I'll talk shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's interested in all that.
because that's who I am.
Yeah.
I've developed my personality. I developed my identity outside of the internet.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I interacted with real life.
It's interesting because like I've noticed in dating that like guys like girls who have like hobbies and passions? Like, what are you, or are you just like glued to your phone?
You're not a
just
sponge that's just gonna leech
like,
off
is there
of
something that's,
everything that I do.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in
Different
terms of
about
like financial. I mean in terms of interest. Are you gonna what new experiences am I going to learn from you, or what something different am I going to learn from you?
Yeah, that's
you
true.
See what I'm saying? And you're not just a passenger, and we're both co-captains, and we're having a new experience, or both of our individual experiences of the same thing can generate something new. No one ever wants to think about that.
I noticed like there was like one person that like I would like go out with her and her roommate sometimes, but all of her friends were all from her job. Like she had literally no friends like
outside
of her
Yeah.
job. And so when we would go out, we would always like run into these people, and all they would do was talk about work. Or
Yes, I leave work not to talk about work.
Or if they ask me,
You
they ask me
what?
about my job, they're like, "What do you do again?" It's so confusing. I'm like, I'm in sales, but it's confusing to them, and they don't understand it because it's not what they do, and they're so around everybody that does the same thing.
Right.
So it's like not entirely like enjoyable.
It's not, because every time I
like-
would hang out when I was younger in a team league. Every time I would hang out with associates outside of my job, it's like we go out to not talk about work, but then we talk about work, and it's like, why did we go out then? Because I could do this shit at work. You get what I'm saying?
Facts. No, that's facts. I always tell people I go to work to go home,
Yes.
bro. Like I leave work at work. Home is home.
Yeah.
I won't talk about work at home.
It's kind of hard because now my job's remote, so it's like
That's hilarious.
That's
You're gonna be talking about work all the time. Wait, did you already go into what you were gonna be doing?
I think I kind of sort of did.
Probably off camera.
Yeah,
She said she's going to DC. Yeah, but you didn't say what you were
I
doing.
didn't know. So I'm going into aesthetic injectables in the pharmaceutical industry and sales.
So
Yeah.
you're gonna be selling Botox.
She said the soundboard is loud.
Soundboard is on. Hit that again. Hit it again. Okay, I think we should be good now.
Bring it down.
I'm gonna be selling Botox, lip filler,
Excuse me.
an injection that stimulates collagen production, which is very like it's like one of its kind.
Help them stay young like black people.
You what?
So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing, just to kind of give a little short.
I feel that. That's awesome.
Some
That's
of it.
awesome.
But no, I like getting out of bed in the day, like in the morning, and going to work, and I like the people I work with.
That's good. That's good shit.
Now, will you be getting free treatment too?
I have not asked that, and I've wondered about it. It just
That'd be
hasn't
cool.
come up yet.
Do you want it?
I would be interested in looking into the collagen stimulator.
Yeah, she's trying to stay like.
Okay. Make sure you do AI before and after.
And then
Yeah, but
Make
that's
sure
not
you do
accurate
that.
though.
I would be
Oh, yeah, it gets close
interested in they have this product that assists with like the under eye hollows. So it fills them in so it doesn't look as deep setted. So it's not so much addressing pigmentation, it's addressing the hollowness. And that's why you have that like
I feel that.
the dark
The dark eye shadow.
shadows.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah,
I
so
feel that.
and I naturally have that. It's genetic, so I would want to see
It was not
get
said.
that done.
Snot says, so y'all were just knocking plastic surgery, but that's her job to
No.
market based on people's insecurities. Absolutely. You got to dance with the devil
Hell
to get
yeah.
a step ahead of him.
Yep,
What the
exactly.
hell? What the
You
hell?
gotta-
Absolutely.
You got to put one toe into the river
Absolutely. You gotta see
in order to make it
yeah.
across.
Yeah. That's how you'll know. You'll probably end up. Are you going to be working face to face with anybody?
No, so a lot of my if I do some sort of like meeting or consultation, it would be virtual.
Okay.
I feel
So,
that.
but I start out more so in like a customer service sales based role, and then I hopefully get promoted and moved up to with the set book of accounts and clients.
Yeah.
And then the last stop on that is I have my own territory, so I'm like hybrid. So I go out, and so it's yeah.
Okay.
I remember what we talked about last time. No, it wasn't just you and me. Always have a second. Always have a plan.
A plan.
If it
Secondary.
if it never
never
works
out.
yeah, always have a
Yeah.
second, because you don't want to be stuck. Yeah, it was with you. because you don't want to be stuck. So always have a secondary plan.
Yeah, I've been getting more into my writing and trying to post on TikTok a bit more.
Oh, cool trick. Turn your sync contacts off.
I need to do that.
Yeah, turn your sync contacts off.
I saw that. And then I've started editing a TikTok for an outfit I wore today.
Okay, good shit.
So
Keep it up.
I'm gonna try that.
Do you do lives? You should go live.
Oh my gosh, no.
Why? You see, that's where it comes from. What? Insecurities and shame of what? Of what?
I feel like I need to gain a bit of a following before I go live.
No, it's fine.
No.
You're your biggest fan. That's what I always tell people.
You always got to start out with 0. We had
You're
nobody
your
watching
biggest
us
fan.
for
if
how
you don't
long?
believe in yourself, why should I believe in you?
Yeah.
If you don't think you're so great, why should I think you're great?
You ain't gonna sugarcoat it for
Right?
me.
Right? Why should I? If you don't think you're great, why should I watch you? You know, you got to start off
Because
with
having a
0.
following doesn't mean that you're gonna do
that
great.
doesn't legitimize
'Cause-
anything you do. You know,
Just a number.
Yep.
exactly.
Yeah. And that's why we never look at the numbers.
Right. That's why I turn off all my likes and replies, and I don't want to see no numbers, none of that.
Oh yeah, I have like my
Right.
Instagram. Like I don't remember the last time I had my.
I agree with you.
Instagram.
I agree with you, Abby.
Um,
I agree with you.
The people want to lie, Catherine.
Yeah, I
Abby
agree
is
with
my
you.
biggest cheerleader.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, we're telling you.
Yeah, I'll hop on. You're like, what? I'll be.
We weren't even live 2 years ago.
Right.
Nobody was watching us,
one was watching
and we were still talking.
Yeah. We watched our first lives ourselves.
Yes, and it's okay.
That's
But
all right.
that's the thing. You gotta be your own biggest fan.
Right.
Yeah.
You have.
You're
to.
your own competition.
Yep.
You're the one that keeps yourself going. You're the motivator.